And welcome to the 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Ding, ding, ding. And we're currently working on our audio, and it's taken a bit of time to get that going. But thanks for tuning in. And I know I missed last Monday. I was a little bit under the weather, as sometimes happens, and we don't really have bank shows set up yet. I don't really know how to do that yet. I know the video clips can be set up, and eventually we'll try and get something there. I'm wearing my FTR shirt because I'm super excited, although I would have liked to have seen them go over in that match, but we're going to discuss it. But first, of course, we're going to talk about our superstar of the week. And our superstar of the week is, and I'm not making more noise to stall or anything. I would never do that. That would be wrong of me. But today we're going to talk about, and the thing is, I need to, hopefully we're not repeating ourselves, and we're trying not to. I am working on trying to get more content that's not just Wikipedia. So that people kind of learn things and such. That's the plan. But right now, we're not quite there. So we're working on it, but we're not quite there. And we will be. We will be. Don't worry about that. But we're just not there yet. But we will be. I'm currently checking those things out, so it'll be pretty cool. So and this is still having some website issues, and I was planning on getting this all planned out, or just a little bit of full disclosure. We are still taping Gaming Fix 81. It's almost done, though. It's going to be posted. So it ended up being that this ended up getting taped first, and then we'll tape, and then we'll probably get back to 81, which would be pretty cool. I am not getting. There we go. Okay, here we go. Rebeca Quin, born the 30th of January 1987, is an Irish professional wrestler and actress. She is signed to WWE under the ring name Becky Lynch, where she performed on the SmackDown brand and is the current SmackDown Women's Champion in her fourth reign. Lynch is one of WWE's most recognizable and highest paid stars. Twitter named her sixth on their top female athletes worldwide in 2019. Quinn began training as a professional wrestler in 2002, initially working in Ireland and occasionally teaming with her brother using the ring name Rebecca Knox. She soon began wrestling across Europe and North America on the independent circuit for various promotions. She most notably competed in Elite Canadian Championship Wrestling and became the inaugural Supergirls champion in 2005. In 2006, Quinn suffered a severe head injury during a match, which kept her away from wrestling for several years. She returned in 2012 and signed a contract with WWE. In 2013, assigned to the developmental territory of at NXT. Following her push to WWE's main roster, she became the inaugural SmackDown Women's Champion at Backlash 2016 and has held the title 3 times. In 2018, Lynch transitioned to a more aggressive character, starting at SummerSlam when she attacked Charlotte Flair, presenting herself as an unfairly treated underdog and dubbing herself the Man, resulting in a large increase in her popularity. In 2019, she won the Royal Rumble match, and at WrestleMania 36, won both the Raw Women's Championship and SmackDown Women's Championship when she was Becky Two Belts, making the first woman to hold both titles. 2019, she won a Royal Rumble match, and at WrestleMania 35, won both the Raw Women's Championship and SmackDown Women's Championship. I repeated that. Sorry. And a four-time WWE Women's Champion. She lost the SmackDown title the following month, but then set the record for the longest reign as Raw Women's Champion at 399 days until going on a hiatus due to pregnancy in May of 2020. On August 2021, Lynch returned to SummerSlam to confront SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair, whom she defeated in seconds later to become the four-time SmackDown Women's Champion. And we're definitely going to discuss her later. But yes, Becky Lynch. Very cool. Very cool. And of course, we have lots to talk about. First, we're going to talk about AEW. I got to say, I got a little bit of beef with AEW because I was making tacos before the match because, you know, you have tacos and a drink and whatnot. And I walked in and I was like, man, I hope they don't do what I think they're going to do. I hope they don't put that main event, that Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson against each other. I really hope that they don't put that match together because, man, I'm going to miss that. And that's not going to go over well. It's not going to make me super happy. But unfortunately, they did just that. So that was a good time. I'm going to do something I wouldn't generally do. And I am going to put the countdown on and try. Well, I don't know. I guess we need a clip or something that I can put in, some clips or something like that for some of these things. And that'll make a more interesting show anyway. But I don't have those right now. I'm just thinking. Oh, here we go. There we go. Oh, I'd have to upgrade. Okay, well. Now I can add a banner. So we're going to add a banner real quick. I am going to be right back. I've got a bio, and I know this isn't Twitch, and I know we're live, but I am going to step away for a second. And this may never happen again. I will be right back. I know this is live, so I'm stepping away, and hopefully this will didn't I want it to show. Okay, there we go. All right, and I'm back, and I don't know how long I was gone, but I'm gonna go right back to the other. So I guess it just gets rid of it. That's a problem. So now to create another banner, like the standard banner. Okay, well that's cool. Well, we'll figure that out. All right. All right, there we go. And I don't know why it's orange. I'll fix that in a minute. Because it was, I thought it was like way more red. There we go. All right, so anyway, now that our banner colors are taken care of and I'm taken care of and I've got my, that's weird. I think someone came through here. I'm almost absolutely positive because this stuff's just kind of weirdly moved around for no apparent reason. Anyway, yeah. So I came in and but I watched a fantastic match. Can't complain about it. Probably gonna have to go and watch it on that old DVR, and check that out. But it was a great match. There were so many different near falls, but not only that, it was amazing. One of the ones was I think what was it? When Bryan Danielson reversed I think he reversed a V trigger. The V trigger came in and he stopped it, or maybe no. You know what it was? No, it was One Winged Angel. It was doing, Kenny was going to do a One Winged Angel on him, and Bryan Danielson actually flipped everybody on the mat in the match. It was really crazy. It was just such a good match, and you have to watch it. Like I can sit there and explain it to you, but you have to watch this match. Already, I haven't listened to what Jim Cornette has said, but I know that right now he has been very positive about AEW, which some people haven't noticed, and he's been saying quite a lot of good things since CM Punk came in and singing his theme song, which trust me, you probably don't want to hear, but it's one of the things he has been doing. Then after Bryan Danielson versus, we got kind of definitely a little bit of not quite the same caliber match. The next match, let me pull up because I'm trying to remember out of memory. I keep wanting to write these matches down, and I just keep. I wish I was a little bit more meticulous that way, and I'm trying to get better at that. And but I think, let's see, match card, and it's interesting because pretty much today is going to be all pay-per-view. Actually, it's not even pay-per-views. That's right. I'm just talking about Dynamite, but it was like the most spectacular Dynamite produced. So you know, that's going to be something that will definitely be talked about. I really wish my phone was, or not my phone, but the internet would work a little bit better here. But I wanted to get the match card because I just Dynamite and I think it was MJF versus Brian Pillman Jr., but I'm not sure. I'm going to check. So here we go. And since I remember it, I just need a little list, basically. And Wikipedia is not my friend today. So if we're going to be taken seriously, I'm definitely going to have to do a little bit more of the ready here. So I get it. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm even having problems getting on there that way. So what I'm gonna do. There we go. Okay, so the card was what? Oh, oh, this is weird. They just put it all. Okay. So yes, so yeah, I was right. So we had MJF against Brian Pillman Jr. And there's some really great moves. Brian looked really solid, but of course, at the end of the day, we had MJF winning and beating Brian Pillman. But it looked really good. Julia Hart even looked pretty good, especially when she smacked MJF. That was pretty cool. We had Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes, and Malachi Black took a really nasty bump off of the ramp. Um, that was pretty rough. And Brandy Rhodes was flipping off Malachi Black. It was a very overproduced match, but it was pretty good. And I think it was a good result because we had Malachi Black win in the end, and that was pretty decent. Then we had I think I'm trying to remember the yeah, that's right. Okay. Then we had Sting and Darby Allin defeating FTR, which I got their shirt, and they still looked really solid. Sting looked really good. All of these guys are such amazing workers that they just, you know, they really made Sting look amazing, and I enjoyed it. And then, of course, as our main event, we had Dr. Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho with Jamie Hayter and Rebel, and that was really good. We had there's an interference by Hayter that was either Hayter or Rebel. I can't really remember. There was an interference, and then Dr. Britt Baker got the you know the mandible claw on Ruby Soho for win by submission. And we're gonna go right to Rampage. That was a little bit rough. I like the one thing that's kind of a problem with Rampage is that it starts so late, especially in the West Coast, because it starts here at 10 p.m. and so it's like you got to make sure and have your energy drink or your caffeine all ready to go. Actually, one thing that you could do is you could go on down to repsports.com and enter our code Wildfire FP, and you could get yourself some energy drinks. You could get some powder, or you could get some of the cans, and free shipping, and it helps out the show, and we really appreciate it. So you just go down onto repsports.com, type in Wildfire FP. That's Wildfire Frank Perkins or Wildfire FP, and you will get a free shipping on all those orders. So that's a pretty cool thing. They have all kinds of things. Now they even have cake that'll jazz you up. They just brought out lemon cake just today. So if you want to make yourself some energy lemon cake, some raised lemon cake for energy, That way you can go right into Rampage and you're ready to roll. Then just go on to Rep Sports. And then we had CM Punk. CM Punk was sporting the Speedos and was pretty cool. Really showed Powerhouse Hobbs. Hobbs got a lot of good offense in. Hook went for the distraction. And then Powerhouse Hobbs was able to take over the match from CM Punk. But in the end, CM Punk did exactly what he said and gave Powerhouse Hobbs, sent him to nap land with the go to sleep. And that was that. And this was, of course, the first television match for CM Punk. Then we had the Super Click, which is Adam Cole and the Young Bucks versus Christian Cage and the Jurassic Express. I tried to pay attention to this. The one thing I didn't really like about this match is I felt like I didn't get much Adam Cole, and I wanted to see some Adam Cole. So I'm looking forward to the next match coming up with Adam Cole. It's supposed to be Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, and I'm hoping that will be a straight match and we won't get as much interference, because I felt like a lot of the Super Click match was I don't know which Buck, but it's basically the Buck that is constantly, that no sells and is just out there and more vocal. I felt like that was the person that was in the match more, and I would have liked to have seen some Adam Cole. So that was kind of disappointing. Then we had the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page with Dan Lambert. And the match was okay. And when they defeated the Inner Circle, that was awesome and not really expected. Although it is interesting, if you look at it, Chris Jericho has been doing a lot of jobs lately. Except for when he needed to MJF, but that's beside the point. For during All Out. But after that, the aftermath, when Chris Jericho decided to put his hands on Dan Lambert, things really heated up when Dan Lambert's MMA group, America, came out. Pro America, or I can't think of the. Yes, he has. Yeah, this got to have more notes. That's all. We'll work on that. I promise. But yeah, his team, America, came out and we actually had a nasty knee kick right to I think it was to Jake Hager's head, and it by one of the MMA martial artists. It was really good, and I wish I had the names. I really should have the names. That would be that's more professional. I'm sorry about that. Then we had the Lucha Brothers and Santana and Ortiz versus the Hardy Family Office. I am really starting to not like the Hardy Family Office, and maybe I'd like to see Private Party maybe come into their own again, because they were getting there and stuff, but now with the Butcher and the Blade, I don't know. I feel like the Butcher and the Blade are low rents, and I really don't enjoy watching them. And I think it's maybe it's colored, because I do listen to Cornette. Maybe I'm listening to it too much. Maybe I need to just kind of sit down and watch a little bit more. But I'm not really enjoying these matches. I like Matt Hardy, and I like what he's going. I liked that it ended up leading to a hair versus hair match, which I think will be kind of interesting. I think it's funny that it ended up being Jack Evans' hair on the line for Orange Cassidy, and I think that hopefully either Jack Evans is going to be like, hey, no, you're going to have to give up your hair, or maybe Maybe Orange won't agree to the match unless it's Matt Hardy's hair. I don't know. Then we had Penelope Ford defeating Anna Jay by pinfall, and that was pretty good. But there's a lot of interference in that match, and I think that you have two solid competitors with Anna Jay and Ty Conti, but even Penelope Ford is pretty solid. But then when you throw the bunny into the mix, I don't know why, but like Ali's credibility is just gone now for me. And and this is also, it does end up going back to the family office. I don't know. There's just something about those folks that just they don't seem believable. And I know that they were they look a little bit more polished than some of the people that you would have gotten on Dark had you pushed a different group of people. And some of them on their own are really good, but for some reason it's not gelling for me. I'm not sure why that is. And then we had a really good match, Jon Moxley versus with Eddie Kingston against Suzuki-gun, which was Minoru Suzuki and Lance Archer. And that was a really good match. It wasn't as brutal as some of these lights out matches. Nobody went through a glass table. There weren't any thumbtacks. There was no barbed wire, which I'm fine with because I don't like death matches, I'll be honest with you. And I'll cover them, and I'm going to be respectful because there's people that, look, the way I see wrestling is very different from, so I do watch Jim Cornette, but it's more because I really like to hear about the history of wrestling. Like, that really interests me. And I think that's really cool. But I think that I want to see but I really believe that what's cool about AEW is that we're going to have wrestling, and we're going to have all the different styles of wrestling so that we have lots of choices for other people. So that, yes, sometimes my flavor is not going to be on the TV, and I just have to accept that. And then sometimes I'm going to get my flavor. Sometimes I'm going to get something like, hey, I've never tried this before because I've never seen it. And like, I had never seen something like this, but it was really cool. And then at the end, we had Homicide come out. And so it looks like we may have a new trios team of Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston, and Homicide, which would be pretty cool. And Suzuki-gun, who knows if they're going to come back or what they're going to do with that. And that's the thing. The other thing is like in normal wrestling companies, allowing your wrestlers to go do other things and to come back and to bring that in is something that is totally allowed. So it's definitely something that I think it's really good that we're seeing that with AEW. Now, as far as now, I know another pay-per-view took place this weekend, and I'll be honest, I did not watch it, but I do know the results of the matches. I know the first match was no. And like this, I almost apologize for, but kind of not, because I blame WWE for this, because really, just this particular pay-per-view event did not appeal to me. To the point that, like, I was totally able to I had Peacock, and I could have paid for my Peacock and everything, but I decided not to because the Extreme Rules match just didn't appeal to me. In fact, I just got my Peacock back on, and I'm looking forward to Symbols. WWE just has not been good, and like, I don't care how much they hotshot, it's not appealing right now. But I am going to get these results. I know some people might be interested in them. Yeah, I can't. Let me look this up on my phone because I'm getting tired of waiting. All right, here we go. Extreme rules results. So I'm just gonna go with the extreme rules results. Something is loud and I keep hearing a response. Sorry about that. If that's really annoying to everybody, I understand. Excuse me. Yeah. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the Wi-Fi out and use the standard because it will actually come up. Try again. All right, here we are. CBS Sports is always a good go-to. Sure. All right. What the heck? All right. So first we had Carmella versus Liv Morgan, and Carmella got off to a hot start. She continued to trying to fight back, but Carmella continued to maintain control until the match went outside the ring and managed to drive Carmella into the announce table. And eventually, you got Liv Morgan defeating Carmella, which I prefer because I just feel like Liv Morgan's a little more realistic. Then we had an out of the sky match of the New Day versus Bobby Lashley and AJ Styles and Almost, which was never booked, but they just decided to have it. And basically, and the winner was Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, and Almost. Lashley attempted the blind tag to enter the match, only to have Big E send a Lashley spear into AJ Styles before hitting a big ending on Lashley to score the win in a very fun. Oh, okay. Oh, the New Day defeated them. Okay, cool. So the New Day defeated them, and that's pretty cool. It's going to be interesting. The match tonight, which we'll talk about, will definitely come up. The match that's supposed to be tonight of Bobby Lashley versus Big E, I'm guessing for the title. So we'll see how that goes. Some people have suggested that Big E will keep the title and Lashley will be moved to SmackDown. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know when the draft is, but when we're closer to it, we'll definitely discuss it. Then we had the Usos versus the Street Profits, and they wanted the smoke, and they got it when the Usos defeated the Street Profits to retain their titles. Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Alexa Bliss, which was pretty straightforward. There was some nonsense with Lily where Charlotte Flair threw Lily as a distraction at Alexa Bliss, but Alexa Bliss is a very solid wrestler. She's always been pretty good. She's a little more of a high flyer, which makes sense because she's small. But it's weird. She's small, but she doesn't really come off the same small uh, as almost a superhero, Nikki Cross. I like Nikki Cross, but there's something, I don't know, there's a difference. Like, I don't know. Anyway, Charlotte Flair, after winning, then destroyed Lily, making Alexa Bliss scream and cry, apparently, which didn't appeal to me, and I'm not sad I missed that at all. And then we had the United States Championship, which was Damian Priest versus Sheamus versus Jeff Hardy. A lot of the fans were really gunning for hoping that Jeff Hardy would win, and apparently a lot of people thought that the reason that they had Jeff Hardy in was to take the pin, but it turns out no. Damian Priest won with a clean pin of Sheamus. So that was how that went down. Then we had the SmackDown Women's Championship, Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. And we had Becky Lynch retaining her title against Bianca Belair after interference from a returning Sasha Banks. And then, as our last match, we had Roman Reigns versus the Demon, which looks very solid until a section where apparently the ring post broke, or the rope broke, as the Demon was about to do a coup de grace. And so the Demon fell. And then as he fell, his music went off and his lights went out, because he had lights and music that suddenly started playing, and then they went out when the rope broke, and Roman Reigns retained his title. And after that, I'm looking to see if I missed anything. Nope. That was Extreme Rules. And the amount of Extreme Rules matches was really limited, which a lot of people were saying, which I thought was kind of interesting. And so let's talk about tonight a little bit. Well, actually, I'd like to talk about tonight the last. So we have a little bit of time. So let's talk about Dynamite this week coming up, and we have a pretty good show coming up because we're going to have Adam Cole versus wow, my brain. Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy, and then we're going to have and I think the other match to look forward to. Shoot. Oh, this is dumb. Because I just don't remember the Dynamite card right now. They didn't give us too big of the Dynamite card, but let me see. I actually can get this quick because talk about this, and I can speculate a little bit, which is always fun. The Dynamite card is, let's see, AEW Dynamite card. Which would be 9. Let's see here. That'll be the 29th. So September 29th. So the card is going to be at the Blue Cross Arena. So we have Mira versus Sammy Guevara. That's the one I forgot about. Then we're going to have Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson versus Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. Dante Martin and Matt Sydal have been doing really well. I wonder, they're probably not going to go over Cody Rhodes, but it could be a pretty good match. It's interesting though when like you're watching matches like this and like you're getting like a super show and then they go back to the normal show and it's a letdown, but like some of these matches are still good because we're gonna have this is weird because it doesn't say what the match is. Adam Cole versus Jungle Boy. And they think Adam Cole's going to go over. I would think so too, since he just got here. Then we have the Penelope Ford and the Bunny versus Anna Jay and Tay Conti. I'm not really too excited about that match, but we'll see. And then also, is this the one? Yeah, this is the Rochester, New York one that everybody thinks that we've got a good possibility of seeing. Formerly Bray Wyatt or Rotunda, and I can't think of his first name, but trying to think. I know I don't. It's not his dad's first name. Wyndham Rotunda. Wyndham Rotunda may show up. They think because of the idea of it being Brody Lee's home turf that this could be a love fest for Brody Lee, and if it is, that'll be awesome. And I look forward to it. The show doesn't sound amazing, but that's one thing that's also cool with AEW is like I've seen cards and I'm like, meh, okay, some of those sound good, but I've been pleasantly surprised before by just like a show like that, and it's over, and it was a good show, and I enjoyed it. Now the unfortunate task of discussing Raw. So we have 3 hours, and it looks like we're gonna have Big E versus Bobby Lashley for the championship, which sounds great. But then I'm like, what else are we gonna do? Because I would like to see some really good matches. I would love to see. I'm gonna like talk about, good matches I would like to see that I think wouldn't be too hard to do. I would be perfectly happy to. I would love to see. Sorry about all the uhs. I'd love to see Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre again. I wouldn't mind seeing AJ Styles versus Matt Riddle. I would like to see Sheamus versus that'd be awesome to see Sheamus versus Djokovic without the gimmick. And a women's match, let's go with I'm thinking I have to come up with a different way of thinking because anytime I say it does slow me down a bit. It's just driving me crazy. Shayna Baszler versus. How about Shayna Baszler versus? Oh no, she's in SmackDown now. But Shayna Baszler versus... Let's go back through that feud and have it Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss. And let's have... I don't know where Asuka is. Let's find out. Let's have Asuka and Rhea Ripley versus... Oh, yeah. That's what I was thinking. Asuka and Charlotte Flair versus Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross. That's what I'd like to see. What I think I'll probably see is matches I've seen before. So let's see. What have we seen? Let's go with Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods versus Matt Riddle. And the Viking Raiders again versus AJ Styles and Amos. Or the Viking Raiders versus we'll make it a triple threat that sucks. Versus Dasha Kovic and Slapjack and Crowbar. And I don't know. And here's the thing, WWE. I'm starting to not care. And eventually I'm just going to turn off the TV. And I don't know at what point a lot of people are going to just turn off the TV and they're going to go watch something that might appeal to them. Because for some reason you decided that it was okay to not appeal to people that wanted to enjoy wrestling and just to do things that were annoying all the time for some reason. It does get people talking, but it'll also get people walking. And I wish I had more to say about WWE, but I don't. So I'm going to get everybody 10 minutes to refresh and think. And I'll say goodbye. And everybody can spend that 10 minutes getting mentally prepared for WWE Raw, because that is a very long 3 hours. Bye, everybody. Oh, hey, if you're still here, if you go on to tpublic.com/stores/gaming, GAMING -FIXX, then you can help us out by getting a t-shirt there. Lots of different t-shirts to choose from all kinds of places. It's curated with different kind of nerd t-shirts and wrestling t-shirts and whatnot, as well as our Gaming Fix t-shirts. Eventually we're going to have 1, 2, 3 t-shirts. I'm working on those. Probably have them out hopefully by the end of the week, but don't quote me on that. And really appreciate it, because every time that you buy a t-shirt or any product from TeePublic, they send us some money, and that helps us out. Thanks, and have a great night. And maybe it'll surprise us. Maybe Raw will be amazing. We'll see. And while it's ending, because sometimes it's been taking a minute, I figure I'll just talk. And say what's up. What's up? I don't know what to say when the broadcast is taking long and I have to click the button again. This keeps happening. It says like, there's a problem connecting, and it's like it's not a problem connecting, it's a problem disconnecting. So I don't know. I don't know what to say. Maybe I should do all the commercials while we're waiting here. We could be existential, I guess, about it. I don't know. I don't know what they could. Oh, you know what they'll do? They might have a crossover because they've been doing crossovers. They'll like take someone from SmackDown and have them come onto Raw as a big surprise.